So it is day 4 of a day in the life of a gig worker slash day trader. And just like I've done every day this week, I opened up my apps just to check and see where my stock positions were. And today was an all green day. Now, I know that I've mentioned previously that I love to see red, but green is also our friend, and I'll tell you why. So both Tesla and Apple are up in the pre-market. And if history or experience tells me anything, I know that when the market opens, these will likely spike and then come back down. So what I like to do in an instance where I see a green day is I'm going to go ahead and set a limit order. And so if you're not familiar with a limit order is just me telling the system how much I'm going to pay for the stock. So I'm going to go ahead and tell the system that I want to pay $247 per share for Tesla, and then we're going to get that set up so that if and when the stock drops to $247, the system will automatically purchase this on our behalf. I'm also going to set up a limit order of $254, $255 to sell the Tesla shares. So that way, if I'm out doing Instacart or doing something where I'm distracted, the automation will kick in and we'll make sure that we tap out early and capitalize on the gains that we've made. Okay, so here we are. We got everything set up and we are now in HEB. It's time to make some money gigging. As I mentioned to you guys before, my goal is $50 per day. This is the first order of the day. The order is pretty small. It's paying $13, but it's only going 2 miles. And the customer only wanted 9 items. So this was a pretty easy peasy order. So we love that. So we're going to get that knocked out and then we're going to go ahead and see where the day takes us. Now, while we were out, the order that we placed, that limit order that we placed for $247, the system actually kicked in. And so we are now the proud owners of 40 shares of Tesla at our preferred price of $247. So we're going to wait and see what happens with that. In the interim, we also have a second order at Fiesta Market, which is a market that I've never been to. This is a Spanish/Mexican-esque market. They sell lots of sort of specialty foods that I was not familiar with, but I was really excited to see. You know, I'm a foodie. I love cooking, and so whenever I get a chance to find new ingredients or new food, I'm really excited about that. And so I've been living in Texas for approximately maybe 7 years now, and in that time, I've never gone to this market. So this is my first time, and that's one of the cool things about doing Instacart is sometimes it will take you to places that you wouldn't ordinarily go, and you'll see things that you wouldn't ordinarily see. So today, again, we're in Fiesta Market. This is another small order. This order, I believe, is going approximately 3 miles, and this too is paying us about $15. They did have a couple of heavy items on this order. There was 3 cases of water, if memory serves me correctly, but outside of that, it wasn't too tough, and they lived in a home, so I didn't have to drag it up a bunch of stairs, so I was okay with this. So we're going to get this order done. I'm going to pop up the interface. Well, the interface is already up if you're watching, so you can watch me shop. Now, I did want to talk about something really quickly. I know I mentioned that I purchased shares for $247. I did purchase shares in both the Webull app, also in E-Trades, and also through Cash App. In all of those shares I purchased for $247. I also set orders through JP Morgan Chase for $248, which is the screenshot that you see here on the video. So if you see that discrepancy, that's why you're seeing that, because I wanted to make sure that I put 2 different limits. So I set it for $247 and $248, just in case it didn't go down to $247. I was still willing to buy it at $248. So that's why you're seeing that screenshot. So anyhow, while you guys are watching me shop, let me give you an update. So the shares did go up from $247 to approximately $254. So between Apple and Tesla, we made approximately $346 on our day trades alone. And that happened probably within the first 10 minutes of my morning. I was already up by $346 just simply on day trading. So even though I'm day trading and I'm making money, I still refuse to not put any energy into other hustles. That's why you see me out doing this Instacart thing, because every single cent counts. And so the money that we're earning from day trading, we don't have to take that money and put it towards other ancillary expenses. We can just use the money from Instacart to do whatever we want to do with and continue paying our bills through our other side hustles. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what we made. Again, it was $346, and that is the combined earnings of both Tesla and Apple. So for the week, if you've been keeping record, we have made approximately $2,500 in our day trades this week. And we're also at approximately $300 and change on our Instacart. So we're knocking on $3,000 for the week in earnings. We still have Saturday and Sunday to close the week out. So I'm reasonably sure we're going to cross $3,000 worth of earnings for the week. So I'm pretty excited about that. I know day trading can be very intimidating for people, especially those who are not familiar with it. And that's one of the reasons I stay away from some of the riskier stocks. Even though a lot of people may see Tesla as risky, I've sort of developed a rhythm and cadence for Tesla that makes me feel comfortable with day trading Tesla, as opposed to some of the cryptocurrencies. Those, my risk tolerance are not quite at a level where I'm able to dive into cryptocurrencies. They just make me a bit nervous, so I tend to stay away from those. As well as IPOs, I prefer more established stocks if I'm going to day trade. And so that's why you see me day trading things like Apple and Tesla, just because historically these stocks seem to have a lot more value in the market. And so I know very often any losses will in time be recovered or recouped. So that's why I stick to stocks like that. But when it comes to day trading, that's why I love stocks like Apple and Google, Amazon, Facebook, not so much. But you get the gist. So anything that's in the technology sector, that's pretty much where my passions lie as it relates to day trading. Now, my portfolio is made up of a bunch of different things. I have a lot of pharmaceutical stocks. I have a lot of airline stocks. It's pretty diverse in terms of what I own. But I do find that because technology stocks can be, have these major ebbs and flows, there's a lot of opportunity there for me as a day trader. Whereas with my portfolio, I don't necessarily play into the riskier stocks, so to speak. Even though, as I mentioned before, I don't necessarily see an Apple or even Tesla as something to be deemed risky. And also, I was reading an article from Kathy Woods recently where she mentioned that by 2024 or 2027, I believe that she anticipates or predicts that Tesla stock is going to be worth approximately $2,700, $2,400, somewhere around there. So just think about that. $2,400, that return on investment is next level. So all right, so I've had enough of Instacarting for the day, so we're going to head back home. On the way back home, I checked the app and I noticed that all of the gains Tesla had made today and had already given up those gains, so I set another limit order for 248, and that too was purchased, so we are now the proud owners of 40 more shares of Tesla, and as you can see, $346.75 was our takeaway from our investments today. In addition to that, $50 for our Instacart shopping today, so a grand total of $396.75 for the day.